But that is a very successful mission in the Grey Ledge. Now how about we go visit the Siege of Iron Hills?
The dwarves have spilled orc blood for hundreds of years in many major wars, and now another such battle is about to begin. The orcs have come from the west to besiege Thorin's Gate, the common entrance to the Iron Hills. The king under the mountain has sent his kindred from the mines to defend his realm. Under the leadership of Gimli, son of Gloin, the dwarf forces intend to complete the construction of an ancient weapon to rid their home of the orcs.
Alright. My favorite mission, by the way. Well, in the beginning at least.
The king under the mountain calls on us to drive back the invading orcs. The orcs have besieged Thorin's Gate for almost a year and have nearly pushed through. They have a fortified encampment on the northern edge of the mountains. But fear not, I have a plan. After the Battle of the Five Armies, Thorin's kin ordered the secret construction of a great weapon. Its purpose was to prevent an orc invasion into these hills. Alas, it was never completed. We must find the weapon and finish its construction. We'll need to defend our workers, but first, we must increase our numbers. The orcs have taken over the nearby ore and water supply. Let's take it back and set up our own camp.
The objectives of this mission are rather simple. We have to destroy the goblin expansion, which is right next to us, and build our own. However, we have a very special new objective which is going to show up in other missions. Gimli must survive. This means that if your hero dies, you will fail the mission, so make sure he doesn't die. Also, we have uncovered a new ability for Gimli. Capture the tower. It'll do exactly that. Capture a tower. It's a very useful ability because not only will the captured tower become under your control, it'll also evict any unit that is currently occupying the tower. Watch this. There you go. Everything that was inside the tower has just been thrown out like a bunch of hobos out of a fucking hotel. Amazing. You can put these bastards in the tower to make sure they don't get fucking killed. It'll also speed up the tower's firing rate, as you can see right now, which is very helpful. Would be nice not to lose the units, because if they die it would really suck, and dead units don't help nobody.
Leave it to me. On it. Let us go on.
Let's wait till the capture the tower ability regenerates.
Over here.
Alright, that's regenerated. Now let's capture this tower. Throw out a couple more goblins and shoot them to death. Very nice, very nice. Now why would you want to capture both of the towers? Well, it's simple. We'll get attacked later by a bunch of assholes. So if you can keep these two towers without having to destroy them and build your own, you'll be much better off. I should get a couple of dwarves to help him out with the destruction of that tower. I mean, building. As much as I want Gimli to grind XP, at the moment it's really not necessary to go over the top. I mean, he's already level 5, which is sufficient enough. Although the bigger the level you can get, the better. Because like I said, levels carry over to other missions. Yeah, I know it can stun enemies, that's okay. You don't need to tell me, game. Once you destroy the goblin encampment, some workers will come out from this here tent. Now don't worry about these two tents. They will never get attacked because the enemy for some reason doesn't know where to look for them. Where can we put this? Looks good. Ah, look at that, we're getting attacked by a new type of enemy, the Borg Rider. They're not particularly powerful, but they make up for speed what we don't have in strength. They are hard to kill if you're trying to chase after them. After all, they are the dedicated hit-and-run unit. However, ranged units should be able to take care of them rather easily.
Disturb a dwarf, will ya? My pleasure.
I love the voice acting in this game, by the way. I prefer this voice actor for Gimli rather than the one that's been used in the movie and in other games. It's definitely a really good voice. I really like it.
A building has been completed. An objective has been completed.
Alright, we got ourselves a stronghold now. The first action you want to do, of course, is to get more workers. As always, try to get at least 4 workers on the resource pile so you can speed up the resource collection tremendously. But don't go any more than that, because that would just be dumb.
We're moving.
You will notice that the mill is always built faster than the foundry. That's normal. Foundry has more health. Therefore it's easier to build a mill, because, well, the mill has less health. Oi! Would you mind not breaking my tower? You bitch!
A building has been completed.
We'll need a couple of workers to fix the tower. Despite the fact that the tower doesn't really belong to us, we can actually fix it, which is a good thing. Because one thing that I hate about some strategy games is when you capture something, you can't use it for some reason, or can't even fix it. What the fuck is the point of capturing something then?
Ready. Yes.
Alright. You may have seen in a cutscene, naturally, that there's a particularly interesting gateway into the mountain, and there's an orc camp above it. Don't even think about trying to get on top of that fucking hill. There is just no way to do it, and there's always gonna be orcs waiting for you there. No, really, just don't waste your time with that shit, it's pointless. We'll definitely need more camps. At the moment our population limit is abysmally low. Of course we can upgrade the camps to increase it, but that's just not an option at the moment, because we are currently lacking ore.
Now we just need to find the old weapon and finish building it. My memory is correct. The weapon should be in the southwest.
An objective has been completed. A building has...
Now that we have completed our primary objectives, we have received new ones. We have to find the ancient catapult and fix it.
Completed.
The game suggests to use as many workers as you can support. Now, this isn't necessarily true. You can take as many as you want, but only a specific limit, only a specific amount of workers can actually fit on a catapult. However, the catapult is huge, so you'll be able to support quite a few of them. It's generally a decent idea to do that, actually. Get quite a few workers to do something for you. In today's strategy games, where it's all based on Supreme Commander's ideas for some fucking reason,
has been completed.
I really don't like that game. I really don't. You really have to use a lot of fucking workers to get anything going at a decent rate. Here you don't really have to. It's a good idea to get more than one worker working on something, but it's not gonna take you 300 years to get the fucking building up.
A building has been
Ay. The first thing you'll definitely notice is that there's always gonna be a slight issue with resources. The most annoying issue, in fact. Resource imbalance. Because the mill can be constructed faster, you will always have the issue of having too much food and not enough rock.
What?
And there isn't much that you can do about it. It just happens. You just have to get used to the fact. Of course, you can kind of balance it out by building units which specifically only want to use food. In our current case, we can only do that with the dwarf axe throwers. They take some food, they take mostly food, and only some of the rock. This allowed me to already balance out most of the resources. Of course, this comes at a slight price of having units that you may not exactly want. The best way to balance out food over rock, in case you're lacking rock, is to build Gondor swordsmen, which will be introduced soon enough. The best way to balance out rock to food, in case you have too much rock and not enough food, is to build more camps, because camps only use rock. We might have to build a forge actually. It wouldn't hurt to have some upgrades.
Get me a target.
Problem is,
Yes.
in a base like this, it's kinda difficult to find a place to build in. It may seem like there's plenty of space, but buildings have their own specific hitboxes, and we really don't wanna share that space. What a bunch of cunts.
I smell battle.
Right, well, we got something going on. We got a decent defense force. With Gimli in the lead, nothing can stop us at the moment. Nothing that this campaign mission can throw at us. We're gonna get one more dwarf out of this hole. Ah, here comes the orcs.
A building has been completed.
Get me a target.
Where do you think you're going? Oh, did you see that? He fucking exploded. Strong enough units can actually destroy units quite efficiently. I love how he smushed that fucking bastard. In any case, we now have our forge, and the first thing you'll notice is that there's a new upgrade, the shield break. It's a special ability for the dwarf shield breaker. That's what it's called? Yeah, right. This ability is extremely overpowered, and it's definitely a thing you want. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's such a lovely ability that causes every enemy you touch to become completely ineffective against you. You see, the shield break ability temporarily lowers the armor rating by 1 per hit. This stacks, and then I think it can stack up to 8 times. So anyone that has 0 armor to begin with can end up with -8, if not -6. I'm not sure how many times it can stack. I think it's about 8 or 6. It's not a lot, but it's enough to make sure that weak enemies can become even weaker. And it's incredibly useful. You want this. So let's do that. Let's do this. Might want one more of these guys. I do like the looks of this game. Pretty nice graphics for a rather old game. I don't remember the exact release date, but it is pretty fucking old.
Where is it? March.
And the music is also pretty good. If you ever played Lord of the Rings Online, you'll be surprised to know that the guy who composed music for this is also composing music for Lord of the Rings Online. He's still kicking around. He's a pretty good guy. He knows what he's doing.
Where's the battle? Where is it?
I personally think that this game has like the best storyline actually, because you don't do the same shit all over again like in the other games. Like Lord of the Rings games that are mostly based on the book, you only do the stuff that you've seen in the movie. And that's not very interesting. No, that's quite not interesting at all, actually. Looks good. Here we actually do things that are not exactly described in the book or the movie at all, actually. Like, I don't recall ever seeing a scene about the Iron Hill siege or the great catapult that they're going to find and build. It's definitely something else. Oh, look at that. Who's this guy?
An upgrade has been completed. We
They
are
can
under
fight.
attack.
But who's this green dwarf? Why is he going to our base?
Are you fighting the orcs? There's more of them to the west, you know.
Well, that's quite interesting. For some reason, this green dwarf has decided to not only show up to our base and share the gossip with us, but also he joined our forces.
Over here!
But he has a good point. There are more orcs to the west, and their location has now been marked on the minimap.
On it!
It may be a good idea to destroy the camp. It will delay the process of the orcs. It will delay the orcs.
On my way!
It's not gonna
Right away!
be as hard to defend the catapult then.
Right away!
The catapult is a lot closer than you think.
Let us go
We're gonna go visit the orcs first.
I'm on my way! Onward!
Plus, destroying them will yield more experience for Gimli, and you definitely want that. XP is king in this game. Capture the tower! Oh yeah! Alright, let's see.
Where is it?
Oh, they don't have a shield break ability yet.
Let's talk more fight!
An upgrade has been completed.
Now they have it. The shield break ability can now fucking destroy the enemies. It's incredibly powerful. There's absolutely no reason to not have this ability, really. Because it stacks. It makes the damage output increase with every hit. So every time the shield breaker hits an orc or any other enemy, he becomes weaker and weaker and weaker, and it makes it much easier for him to destroy the enemy. There's just no fucking reason not to do this. It's definitely worth the money spent on it. Alright, we have destroyed this camp. Because of that, we can also colonize this area, because it has ore and a well. But they're not gonna do that, because that would be quite unnecessary in our current situation. I mean, we don't have to do that. It's very useful to do it in skirmish modes and multiplayer matches, but here, no, not necessary. Anyway, go over here and you'll find the catapult.
Let's get to work.
The ancient catapult is right here and it has 8,000 health points. So what you wanna do is get straight to work with a lot of workers. I suggest you build up a group of workers first and then send them all in bulk. Because sending them one by one is just gonna be kinda slow. Plus, don't send all of your workers that you got working right here, because you'll definitely be attacked every now and then, and you want to keep replenishing your forces that will be defending the workers at the catapult. This elite force may be able to survive, a reasonable assault, but that doesn't mean that they are going to be efficient enough at surviving the entire rebuilding process. So yeah, don't rely on just merely what you got right now. Keep supplying yourself with resources.